I got 100 AFL content creators to send me through their finals predictions for 2025, and in today's video, we're going to be seeing what they sent us and analysing all the predictions as a whole. We don't just have YouTubers, we've got Instagrammers, we've got TikTokers, we've got all the social media platforms. I think the footy content creation space is growing at a great rate, and I love collaborating. So I just wanted to try and get as many of them involved as possible to just see how many unique takes we can find, sort of get an overall feeling of what the footy experts, predictors have ahead of this final series, and overall we'll be analysing what everyone had to say. Now, for those wondering how this vid's going to be structured or how it's worked, essentially I asked everyone 5 questions, which you can see up on the screen, and I'll be compiling the best answers together and then having a little quick discussion at the end of every question. Hit the like button, 600 likes, and I'll release the full extended predictions sometime next week on my second channel. Now, before any of you guys comment below,
oh, but it's the first week of finals has already happened.
This is too late.
I got my last few predictions sent through on the Thursday. There was no chance with how much editing I had to put into this that I was going to get this out before the first week of the finals, especially considering getting 100 creators' predictions isn't easy. And there are a lot of big names that I wanted to get on, which just I couldn't. They either didn't respond in time or just didn't simply read my message. Most of them are in video format. Some did send through an audio message and some sent through a text message. So let's go through them, starting with the first question, which are the week 1 finals predictions.
All right, Cardi, here are my predictions for the finals. I think the Crows will beat the Pies by 8 points.
I'm going to go the Crows to win against Collingwood.
And it's going to be a big win, 38 points.
Adelaide Oval, Adelaide are very, very dominant there.
Adelaide v Collingwood. I'm going to go Adelaide will beat Collingwood by 50 points.
Yes, Cardman, thanks for getting me involved, mate. I reckon Adelaide.
Of course, the Crows, mate. Mighty South Aussies.
2025 AFL Finals Series. The first game, I reckon Adelaide are going to knock off Collingwood in front of that very feral South Australian home crowd.
Adelaide over Collingwood by 14 points.
Going to be my Crows tomorrow night as we're filming this.
I'm going with Adelaide to beat Collingwood by 5 points.
Adelaide to defeat Collingwood by 15 points.
Got Adelaide over the Pies.
Crows beat Collingwood.
Crows beating the Pies at home in an absolute blockbuster.
Go Crom.
The Crows are going to win, hopefully.
Big margin too.
Crows by a margin of 5 points, not being biased, I know.
First game being Collingwood and Adelaide. Unfortunately, I think the Crows are going to win that one.
Collingwood by 35.
Collingwood by 6.
We believe the Pies will beat the Crows. I've got Collingwood winning.
I think Collingwood will win by 10 points in Adelaide against Adelaide.
And I think Collingwood get over the line by 14 points there.
Thursday night, Collingwood Adelaide. I'm going Collingwood, 15 points.
Pies are due, so I'm going to go the Pies to win it by 5 points.
With Adelaide's inexperience in finals, so Collingwood by 25 points going to upset the Crows.
I'm all over the Pies. The week off helps. I'm going the Pies by 4 goals.
So interesting looking at this now, knowing all of the results. We've definitely got a lot of more people tipping the Crows. 69% of all of the creators went the Crows. And in terms of like the biggest margins, well, Liv went Adelaide by 50. For the Pies, Jay Tomo got Collingwood by 35. But the closest margin, and this is what we'll go through after the end of every game, BT from StatChat got the exact margin in Collingwood by 24. With the average winning margin for the Pies being 11 points and for the Crows 13 points. But let's go and have a look at the next 3 games to see what the tipsters say, and then we'll come back and analyse.
After that, we've got the Mighty Lions. Do we even need to say who's going to win that against the Cats?
And we also love the MCG at the moment, which if you'd said that to me a couple of years ago, I would have been like, huh?
Friday night, I'm going Brisbane by 8. Yeah, they've been a really resilient side. They've been excellent interstate.
Geelong and Brisbane. I've got Brisbane by about 30.
Brizzy by 16.
Brizzy actually don't hate the G. I'm going to go Brisbane by 4.
I reckon Brisbane back-to-back finals wins against Geelong at the MCG, I reckon.
Not being biased, I don't think, but I think Brisbane are going to win that one. It'll be close. It'll be a classic.
Cats haven't really beaten anyone in the top 8 since, I think, May.
And the Lions beat the Cats by 3 points.
Brisbane by 12.
Brisbane to beat Geelong.
I think the Lions will beat the Cats at the MCG by 12 points.
The Lions to go and beat the Cats away from home by 8.
I think Brisbane win this one. They get home in a close one, winning it by 8 points.
Grand final preview. 2 of the best teams in it.
That's going to be the best game of the whole weekend.
A lot of people tipping Brisbane. I'm going to go with the Cats.
The Catters will get the claws out and they'll be the real
Cats of it all, I think.
Gee, the Cats will be too strong.
I think the Cats beat the Lions by about 19 points.
Home ground advantage, I think they're just going to be too good.
The Cats will win by 40.
Geelong by 7 points at the MCG in the qualifying final.
I'm going to stick with the heart. I'm going to go Geelong.
Geelong by 10.
It's very tough to call, but I've gone with Geelong by 17 points.
Cats by 3.
Geelong, 3 goals.
And the Cats are going to be too good and they get it done by 3 goals.
Geelong beating Brisbane by 19.
Geelong have the experience. They have pretty much a clean bill of health.
And Geelong, Brisbane, I think Geelong win an incredibly tight one by just 7 points.
First game we have GWS versus Hawks.
Giants. Definitely Giants. 20 points.
Call me crazy, I don't think the Hawks stand a chance at all in this game. GWS by 42 points.
Looking to win big, maybe 36 points.
But I'm gonna go Giants just because it's at their home. Sorry, Hawks are besties.
I like the big sound as a song, so we're gonna go the Giants.
I've got the Giants beating the Hawks at NG Stadium by 11 points.
GWS to beat Hawthorn, unfortunately.
The Giants by 5 goals, I'll say.
GWS by 23.
I think the Giants will beat the Hawks over in Sydney.
I think the Giants might get up at home.
I am going to go with GWS winning this by 6 points.
So Giants have been a bit vulnerable at home this season, a couple of close games. Hawthorn love to travel.
I think the Hawks are going to actually be up for a majority of the game, but the Giants are going to come back and win by 17 points.
This is good. This is 2 quick teams, 2 fast teams, but I think Sam Mitchell's too smart.
Hawthorn to come out swinging and beat GWS by 31.
Hawks will be up at 3/4 time by like 25-30 points, then we'll win by like 4.
I think the Hawks are in pretty decent form. I'm going to go maybe Hawks, I think.
The Hawks are going to win this game by 12.
And we have Giants versus Hawks. I think Hawks will win by 13.
You got the mighty Hawks. They're going to get the job done and make the Giants look tiny.
Go Hawks. I'm a bit biased, I know, but I'm going to back my Hawks.
Hawthorn by 30.
I'm going to go for Hawthorn for this one.
Hawthorn beating GWS by 22 points.
Hawthorn by 18.
Giants and Hawthorn. I've got Hawthorn by about 20 points.
We're going over to Perth to watch Freo play Gold Coast. Gold Coast are going to lose, and they're going to lose because they don't have Charlie and they didn't bid enough on him.
I feel like we all want Gold Coast to win, but I feel like the obvious answer is Fremantle.
Freo Gold Coast at Optus. I'm going to go the Dockers by 34. It's going to be a wet game.
Freo by 19 points.
They've been arguably one of the best teams to watch this year, in my opinion.
Dominant crowd-wise for Freo will help them. Freo by 18 points.
The Dockers beat the Suns by 27 points.
Lack of finals experience, Suns side, they probably win by around 4 goals.
Gold Coast unexperienced the finals. Their first ever finals.
The Dockers get it done by 27 at home. I'm going, but don't tell my dad.
And I have Freo winning that game by 22 points.
And then the Dockers, my wagon team for this final series, I think they can get it done against the Gold Coast.
Freo in one that won't be so close.
I think they're going to shit the bed, and I've got Fremantle winning by 40 plus points.
I'm going to go the Dockers by a margin of 24 points.
I reckon Gold Coast will actually get off to a fast start, but I reckon Fremantle will do what they did against the Dogs in 2022.
Dimar just getting everyone hyped. They've been consistent.
I reckon the Suns take this home.
Gold Coast. You got to go Gold Coast. They need at least 1 win.
Queenslanders up the Suns.
Gonna go the Suns.
The Suns, biggest upset of the first week of finals.
Gold Coast to beat Fremantle by 18 points.
Gold Coast to beat Freo by 8.
Gold Coast will win their first ever final.
Freo should win, but I reckon Gold Coast are just that amped up.
I think Gold Coast might beat Fremantle over there in the West.
I have the Suns beating Freo by 23.
Gold Coast by a point.
Gold Coast by 1. So it was a round of upsets in finals week 1, and there weren't many creators that did a very good job with their predictions. 77% of tipsters went Fremantle, 64% went GWS, and it was a bit more even with the Brisbane v Geelong game. 60% went Geelong and 40% went Brisbane. The highest margin average tipped was Freo, with the highest average margin being 25 points. And given 77 predicted them, a lot of people got the Freo prediction wrong. Closest tipsters to each team. Catman guessed the Cats by 40. He was only 2 points away. So was Isle29, who guessed 36 points for Geelong. Chasmate and Egg Footy were close in the Hawthorn Giants game. They went Hawthorn by 20 and Hawthorn by 18 respectively. And then in the last game, I love Duxie and Scotty the Hotties predictions. They both went the Suns by 1. And if we really want to see accuracy, now and obviously knowing the results of the first week of finals, Scotty the Hottie and Will Taylor were the only two creators to get a perfect 4 games of week 1 tipping, and that has to be respected as we head into the next question.
Cardi, my dear friend, this is my finals prediction, mate. I think Collingwood will win by 10 points in Adelaide against Adelaide. Geelong will do the job against Brisbane by 20 points. I think the Hawks will run over GWS. That'll be by about 36 points. And then I reckon the Gold Coast will do the job in Freo. Dimmer just getting everyone hyped. They've been consistent, so they'll win by 3 goals.
Collingwood by 5 points. Geelong by 20 points. Hawthorn by 30. Gold Coast by a point.
The grand final prediction, Geelong beating Brisbane by 25 points.
The way I see it playing out is going to be Geelong versus Brisbane.
We've got Geelong versus Brisbane in the granny.
Grand final, I think it will be the Cats and the Lions.
Brisbane versus Geelong.
Brisbane and Geelong for me is where it's going to be.
My grand final teams, Geelong and Brisbane.
I reckon the Cats play the Brisbane Lions in a grand final. What a game that'll be.
Yeah, they're just 2 of the teams you can trust, I think, around September.
Brisbane back-to-back beat Geelong.
Brisbane, Geelong. Brisbane win again.
Lions coming out on top.
I think the Lions will win the flag, 12 points.
And I reckon Brisbane will beat Geelong by 8 points.
Geelong are going to be too good this year.
And Geelong will win by 32 points.
I have the Cats winning the flag by 50 points.
I think Cats are going to win by 24.
Geelong knock them off by about 3 points.
My 2 grand final teams are the Cats and the Crows.
I think the AFL grand final this year will be Geelong versus Adelaide.
Adelaide and Geelong.
I've got Geelong and Adelaide.
Obviously, it's going to be Geelong versus Adelaide.
I think it will be an Adelaide-Geelong grand final.
And I've said the Crows are going to get it done all year, so I'm going to back that in.
And Crows winning it by 3 points. A bit controversial, but just think they've got a good, solid team.
Who's going to win?
Crom.
Cats to get this done by 22 points.
I think Geelong will get the win just because of their finals experience.
Geelong by 21 in the grand final.
Brisbane versus Adelaide grand final. Yes.
This will lead to a Brisbane versus Adelaide grand final.
Adelaide v Brisbane.
I have Crows versus Lions.
Crows up against the Brisbane Lions.
The Lions taking on the Crows.
Crows v Brisbane, and Brisbane get a big win.
Lions back-to-back.
I think the Lions will go back to back.
And my tip is Brisbane by 25 points.
The Crows by a margin of 22 points.
Crows win by 1 point.
Collingwood versus Geelong.
Collingwood, and they'll verse the Cats.
The Pies to win by 17 points.
Love me Pies, so might be biased and go Collingwood by a point.
Geelong coming out on top as the premiers.
Collingwood by 5 points.
I think we're going to have a 2023 grand final rematch. It just has to happen. Brisbane get their redemption.
Personally, I want Collingwood and the Hawks to make it.
Geelong beat Gold Coast by 10 points.
Call me crazy. I think the Dockers are going to go on a Cinderella run. They're doing it for Nat 5.
And the Hawks will win their 14th flag.
I think Brisbane take a solid half-time lead, maybe 20, 30 points, and then Hawthorn come back.
You know what? Fremantle in the grand final by 5 points.
I am all aboard the Suns train this year, so I've got the Suns beating Geelong by 17 points.
Now, from now on, we don't know how accurate these are going to be, well, apart from those that predicted GWS and Freo. And I just want to make mention of the kicking consultant and Jacob Gaynor. They go for GWS. They're involved in GWS, and they've already gotten that GWS prediction wrong. Now, Geelong and Brisbane take up a majority of the split in terms of who the creators think will win the flag. 35% have gone the Cats, 34% have gone the Lions, and then the Crows 14%, the Pies 9%, and then there's 9% taking up the rest of the 4 teams that finished outside the top 8. When you've got Roaming Haz who goes for Hawthorn going Hawthorn, and UCAT who goes for Freo going Freo, how much of those flag predictions can he take really seriously? Now, 69% of creators have gone the Cats to play in the grand final, with 61% going the Lions, just under 50% with the Crows to make the grand final, and just 17% had the Pies to make the grand final. Given that they're currently in a home prelim final as we speak, that is very, very low. And keeping up to theme with Geelong and Brisbane in the grand final, that they were by far the most common grand final matchup. 34 creators out of 100 had both of them making in the grand final. 17 had the Lions and the Crows, and just the 8 went with the Cats and the Pies, with with the other 20 creators going for all of these other random grand final predictions.
Norm Smith, you say? Well, I say Bailey Smith.
Bailey Smith for the Norm Smith.
And I reckon my man Bailey Smith will come home with the Norm Smith.
Someone is going to get 30 plus disposals in a grand final, and that's going to be Bailey Smith.
I don't think that's an underrated pick at all. I think everyone's probably got that down.
Max Holmes is my Norm Smith medalist for the Geelong Football Club.
Now, Max Holmes going to get the Norm Smith.
And Max Holmes.
Max Holmes. My Norm Smith medalist this year will be Max Holmes.
Max Holmes, he looks pretty good all year, and I'd assume he looks just as good on grand final day.
I think the Norm Smith will be Hugh McCluggage, just based on the year he's had.
And Hugh McCluggage.
Hugh McCluggage.
The Scottish handbag, Hugh McCluggage.
Norm Smith will be the Scottish suitcase himself, Hugh McCluggage.
Hugh McCluggage, he's been in form all year. Norm Smith, reckon it'll go to the inspirational leader, Jordan Dawson.
Geordie Dawson.
Jordan Dawson. He deserves it.
And the Norm Smith medal will go to Jordan Dawson.
And considering a Pies win, I think it would be rude not to go Nick Dacos for the Norm Smith.
Nick Dacos.
Smokey, I'm going to go Nick Dacos from the losing team.
I think Zach's going to set himself up for a really good final series.
And Zach Bailey will win the Norm.
Zach Bailey.
Lockie Neal is going to come back.
Norm Smith medalist is going to go for Lockie Neal. Why not? Let's go for Lockie Neal.
And the Norm Smith medalist will be Jeremy Cameron.
Norm Smith medalist, I think, will be Jeremy Cameron because he's going to kick a massive bag and get his 100 goals.
Norm Smith medalist, Sean Manor.
I'm going to go Sean Manor, bit of a different one.
Cannot go past Cam the Shark Rayner.
He broke the tackling record this year. I think Tom Atkins is going to be the 2025 Norm Smith medalist.
Norm Smith medalist, I'll say Danger. He's got everything else on his resume.
I'm picking Logan Morris. I think he's going to kick a big bag.
I think Levi Ashcroft is going to win the Norm Smith.
Brian Myers gets the Norm Smith.
Jack Martin will win the Norm Smith.
Josh Farrell. Scott Emblebury.
I reckon I'll be Dan Curtin.
Norm Smith medalist Jamie Elliott.
Isaac Rankin coming back from suspension and winning the Norm Smith medal.
Filthy's going to kick a lazy 5 goals in the last quarter, a la D. Jarman.
Dylan Moore will be your Norm Smith medalist.
Henry Huswaite. late call in. He wins Norm Smith.
Outside pick, but I reckon Rory Laird gets the job done.
Norm Smith medalist, it's going to be Noel Anderson.
Matty Rowell.
My tip for the Norm Smith, it's a tough one. It's got to be James the Farah Peeling. I think he's a big name recruit for the Crows. He's got the best nickname in the competition, and I think he's going to lift on the big stage. It's got to be the Farah, mate.
Great to finish on the note of the Farrow. We love James Peatling the Farrow, so thank you for Jake from Saints TV for that prediction. Norm Smith medalist for 2025. Well, 10 creators went with Max Holmes, 10 went with Bailey Smith, and 10 went with Hugh McCluggage, all three taking up 30% of the pool. Closely following is Dawson with 8, Nick Dacos with 6, Zach Bailey with 5, Manor with 4, Jeremy Cameron and Lockie Neal with 3 each. If you weren't Lockie Neal, you'd be a bit pissed off. Like with the grand final predictions, Geelong and Brisbane dominate the Norm Smith medalist pool. 68% of the predictors have either one of a Cats or a Lions player winning it. 14% Adelaide, 11% Collingwood, and pretty even with the other 4 clubs that didn't make the finals.
Is anyone going to go out in straight sets? Yes, and I'll tell you who. Collingwood.
I reckon Collingwood will go out in straight sets this year.
Collingwood. Please be Collingwood.
I'd have Collingwood.
And I think that team will be Collingwood.
I think Collingwood is going to go out in straight sets.
Will any team go out in straight sets? Yeah, Collingwood. It's going to be awesome.
I think Collingwood will be going out in straight sets.
Not saying this because I'm a Carlton supporter, but I reckon Collingwood will because of the draw that they'll get. Collingwood.
Collingwood. Yeah, Collingwood.
Collingwood. Let's say Collingwood.
Collingwood.
The only team vulnerable of going out in straight sets is Collingwood.
I actually think it might be the Pies.
Collingwood are just not in the right form to do damage.
Their form going into finals isn't the greatest.
Collingwood, they've been really struggling against top 8 sides.
Collingwood look like they can't even get a kick in a karate class at the moment.
Collingwood. The Pies, they'll lose to the Crows and they'll lose to the Giants.
Seems like they've just run out a bit of gas towards the end.
Just because they've got the average age of 69 years old.
Probably have to go Collingwood if they were to lose that week 1 game.
2 teams will go out in straight sets, Collingwood and Geelong.
A team will go out in straight sets, and that will be Geelong, Banter Club.
But if I had to choose, it would be the Cats because they could be 50-50.
Most likely to get straight sets is my beloved Cats
unfortunately. I think a team that'll go out in straight sets is Geelong, which is a huge call.
Geelong. And sorry, Locke. I just wanted to stop it here just because I knew this was going to be the case, and it ended up happening. 44 creators of 100 had the Pies go out in straight sets. I also threw on those that predicted Geelong. We had 10 creators that predicted Geelong, and all of them, I just wanted to say, you guys are stupid. That was never going to happen. I threw it in there, but the Collingwood one was funny. A lot of the creators had Collingwood missing out because they thought they were going to be too slow. Their form heading into finals wasn't great. You know, they haven't been playing the best against top 8 sides. Well, unfortunately for them, they have proved them wrong. But let's see what some of the other creators had to say.
No teams out in straight sets for me. I think the top 4 are well and truly ahead of the rest of the pack.
I don't have a team going out in straight sets.
Based on my predictions, no, I don't see a team going out in straight sets.
Yeah, I don't think any teams go out in straight sets.
I'm not convinced we'll see a team go out in straight sets this year.
Will a team go out in straight sets? I'll say no team.
Nobody's going out in straight sets.
I really don't think so. A lot of people will say Collingwood.
I think that the Crows or Collingwood, whoever loses that game, is going to go out in straight sets.
I know I expect Collingwood to beat Adelaide, but whoever loses that game is going to be tough.
I think whoever loses between Adelaide and Collingwood.
I think the Adelaide Crows are at risk. Australia will hate that as well, so I just got to pick a point that Australia will hate.
Adelaide Crows.
They're going to have too much pressure on them.
I generally think they are going to fumble in the final series.
They just don't have that finals pedigree.
I think their best is very, very good, but I also think the way they play, the stubborn ball movement of kicking the piss out of the ball, could let them down in some tense finals footy. So Adelaide go out in straight sets.
I'm looking at my predictions here, and I've got the Brisbane Lions going out in straight sets. Yes.
A little bit of a controversial call there. I think they'll ultimately be knocked out.
Likely to be Collingwood, but I'll say Brisbane.
Ooh. Brisbane. Interesting that it was only 24% that reckons that no team will go out in straight sets. Historically, there is a team that normally goes out in straight sets, but if we take away that amount from the figure, then over 58% of the creators, if they had to pick a team, they picked Collingwood to go out in straight sets. Adelaide, only 15% went them, but I think they're a real chance heading into this week of finals. I thought young King Cookson's reasoning was really good, and it was surprising to hear Go Time say the Cats will go in straight sets when he's a Cats fan himself. Why would he say that?
As for my hot take, I've got Jeremy Cameron to kick his 100th goal.
I'm going Jeremy Cameron to kick his 100th goal in the last quarter of the grand final.
Jeremy Cameron to kick 100 goals.
We storm the field grand final day. That would be amazing.
And everyone storms the field.
Jeremy Cameron kicks 100 goals on grand final day, but Geelong lose the game. And it is because everyone storms the field.
Is that Jeremy Cameron will not kick more than one goal in any of his finals games.
Shannon Neal for the Cats will kick more goals than Jezza Cameron.
I think Shannon Neal's going to kick more goals than Jeremy Cameron.
Logan Morris will kick more goals than Jeremy Cameron throughout the final series.
Logan Morris kicks more goals than Jeremy Cameron in this final series.
Gold Coast Suns win their first finals game.
Gold Coast make the prelim and lose.
Gold Coast Suns make it to a prelim. Let's go Suns.
There will be a draw in the finals game and there'll be extra time.
2 or more finals are going to go to extra time.
I reckon there'll be a kick after the siren to win a game.
There won't be a blowout game, so all the games will be really close.
In the prelim final, Nick Dacos gets tagged to under 20 disposals.
The Dacos brothers.
They're going to shit the bed.
Paddy Dangerfield to kick multiple goals in every single final that the Cats play.
We are going to see a defender have twice over 10 intercept grabs.
A prelim will be decided by a shot after the siren.
Will Ashcroft will be the player of the final series.
I think Jack Martin's just going to be a huge finals player. He will decide one of the games.
Filthy with 5 goal last quarter seals the deal.
Cam Rayner will win the Gary Ayres medal.
Tex Walker barrels the very first goal of the grand final and then recreates that stupid power stance.
Taylor Walker will retire after he wins a flag.
Freo make a prelim.
Fremantle make the grand final despite being 6th on the ladder.
I actually think the expansion sides will get it done in the first week and might even go on to win it.
A team who didn't finish in the top 4 will be in the grand final.
Crows lose the prelim final due to a bad decision in the last 2 minutes.
Crows are going to get smashed by 167 points.
This year, because it was such an odd year, this year there should have been 9 teams.
A score review will cost the team a game.
The reason the Collingwood are going to go out in straight sets is because of their veterans. They're going to look slow.
There'll be 3 finals games where a team comes from behind at 3/4 time and wins the game.
It's going to be a good grand final. I don't know.
Jordan Agoe will win the Gary Ayres Best Finals Player.
We think that the final series is significantly better when Victorian teams are in it, when more Victorian teams are in it.
Tyson Stengel returns to All-Australian form through finals.
James Sicily kicks 3 in a game.
A 666 infringement decides a game.
Johnson to take the most goals throughout the final series.
Snoop Dogg gets booed off stage and then walks off and says, "Enough of this, I'm going back to America."
Oh, these are some of these hot takes. A lot of them had Jezza to kick a bag. Some didn't. I loved Hotkeys. Snoop Dogg to get booed off. That might not end up being a grand final performance act. But yeah, those were all the big calls that the creators put through. The ones that didn't send through a video, I'll also put through as well now up on the screen. Just want to say thank you to all of the creators that got back to me and they took time out of their day to send me through their predictions. I thought this was a really fun concept, and it's something that I want to do in the future. You know, maybe not just finals predictions, maybe with other stuff to get more creators involved. So if you're watching this and you weren't in it this time around, maybe either I missed out, you didn't respond to my message, whatever the reason might be, let me know if you enjoyed, and comment down below if you were part of this video and what calls you thought were most surprising as an outsider.